Grow.
We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock. Now, here's Tom Brokaw with Nightly News.
City under siege. Why things went so wrong in Seattle. Who's really behind the violence? What the World Trade talks can achieve. In depth tonight, with so much chaos in Seattle, serious questions about crowd control in upcoming events. Safety scare, chilling news about security at America's airports. So lax, it seems intruders can go almost anywhere. And breaking through, women on the job. A leader in a business dominated by men. Her secret.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. When the World Trade Summit was planned for Seattle, the administration obviously hoped it would be a triumph for Bill Clinton in the closing months of his presidency. Instead, it's been a nightmare of protests and demonstrations in the streets, absentee dignitaries in the conference halls, and a cool reception for the president's big speech. NBC's George Lewis tonight, again in Seattle.
1 o'clock this morning, day 3 of the battle in Seattle getting underway. This skirmish about a half mile from the center of town. Officers who say they thought the protesters were planning to attack a police station used force on anyone in their way, kicking and shooting rubber bullets at this man, and roughing up this woman who says she was a medic trying to treat people who had been hit by tear gas and pepper spray. Today, the protesters charge police brutality.
I am absolutely ashamed and abhorred at what is happening in the streets.
I've witnessed things in the last 4 days that I didn't believe could happen in America.
This afternoon, city officials promised to investigate claims the police used excessive force. Today, city officials said of the thousands of demonstrators in the streets, it was a handful of highly organized troublemakers who set off a wave of violence as they mingled with the peaceful protesters. According to police, so-called anarchists in black hoods and masks broke windows and looted in downtown Seattle, causing more than $1 million damage.
Nike Town. Anarchy for all. Crush, kill, destroy.
How do you feel about all the vandalism and all the damage left behind?
I feel great about it. I think it's totally justified.
City officials say they knew the anarchists were coming to town, but didn't have enough police personnel to single them out and arrest them as the vandalism took place.
The anarchists are very well trained in the tactics that they're using, which is integration.
Drowned out in all the violence, the message of peaceful protesters who came here to demonstrate against the World Trade Summit in Seattle. Today, President Clinton wrapped up his visit to the summit, signing a treaty banning child labor.
This convention is truly a victory for labor, for business, and for government.
This afternoon, the protesters take to the streets again, far fewer in number, as the World Trade Summit winds down. George Lewis, NBC News, Seattle.
When these demonstrations were originally planned, the organizers said they would be peaceful. Most of the groups were advocates of the nonviolent approach. Most, but not all. It turns out some who became part of the larger movement had other ideas, and as NBC's Kelly O'Donnell reports tonight, anarchy was their motto and their goal.
Just who are they? Those mask-wearing, spray paint-toting demonstrators on a rampage in Seattle. They call themselves black-clad messengers, sometimes the Black Army faction.
Kill everything.
Kill everything?
There's no point to this.
Protesters believed to be part of a loosely organized band of activists against corporate power, wary of technology, concerned about the environment. Several dozen thought to have made the trip from Eugene, Oregon, 230 miles south of Seattle. Seattle Police Chief Norm Stamper.
There's one group in Eugene that is claiming credit for all of this.
Back in June, police say that group penetrated a peaceful demonstration in Eugene, turning a civil gathering into a violent spectacle. Experts say the group is mostly young, middle-class whites. described as angry and anxious about their future, determined to antagonize the establishment.
We feel it's necessary sometimes to break the law and to be rebellious.
The man described as their leader, a writer named John Zerzan, who appeared on cable access TV in Eugene. Police have not tied him to events in Seattle.
The object of where I'm starting from, and I hope others are, is to abolish and dismantle the global system that's continuing in its accelerating destruction of nature.
Their strategy, open advocation of violence.
Watch out!
A member calling himself Sachio Koyin on that same cable show.
Because a bottle leaving your hand, headed for a cop, feels good. Because the sound of breaking glass is music.
In Seattle, storefronts tonight marred by their symbol, an A for anarchy. Seattle police can't say for sure the Oregon group is responsible for all the violence and vandalism. When it's over, arrest records will help identify troublemakers. And experts claim these groups have difficulty staying together.
Anarchist-based movements do not sustain themselves for long periods of time. They're usually repressed very quickly, and public outcries usually disengage their tactics.
Experts believe this group has been around only a year, but in just 3 days, their mark left on Seattle and watched around the world. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Now to the view from a veteran demonstrator who's been in the middle of all the goings-on in Seattle all week. Ken Budigan is a theology professor at Berkeley who also teaches peaceful protest tactics. His experience tonight in his own words.
Unprovoked, the police used massive force, including unnumbered rounds of tear gas, pepper spray, and rubber bullets on hundreds or maybe even thousands of nonviolent protesters. I saw in the eyes of young people a great deal of trauma and panic in the face of what was really a war zone. A very small number of people engaged in violence. A group came forward who wanted to put a newspaper box through the window of the Gap. We who have been concerned about the Gap's policies nevertheless defended that area, saying, if you want to use violence here, you're going to ruin it for the rest of us who want to stay on message. And the message is, violence against violence doesn't work.
Berkeley professor and veteran demonstrator Ken Budigan tonight in his own words. And some unsettling news tonight about the quality of security at the nation's airports. Over the last few years, the federal government and the airlines have gotten tougher on travelers, as everyone knows. More rules, more restrictions. But now, when put to the test, airports in some of the largest cities in the country have failed. More from NBC's Robert Hager tonight.
Imagine someone able to stroll through restricted airport doorways without permission, wander back into cargo areas, even out onto the tarmac or inside waiting planes, all without credentials or tickets. That's just what undercover government investigators were able to do at 8 representative airports scattered from New York to San Francisco and Honolulu. The Department of Transportation's Assistant Inspector General, Alexis Stefani, supervised the tests of security, attempts to simply walk into a number of places, all strictly off limits to the public.
We tried 173 times to enter the area, and we were successful 117 times.
That's more than 2/3 of the time. How? Often just by following someone after they'd opened a door.
The most successful way for us was to piggyback, just to walk behind an employee to go into the area.
In other cases, investigators walked out through unguarded jetways, got from there out onto the runway, or into empty planes. And perhaps most troubling, even when spotted by airline or airport employees, they were often unchallenged. Occasionally, they even managed to drive through an open gate. Got away with that 7 times in 43 attempts. One airport admitted it handed out 700 keys to a highly secure area, but now could account for only 100 of those. And another problem, restricted doors with alarms. When investigators barged right through those doors, setting off the alarms, 40% of the time, no one even came by to check what was happening. The Federal Aviation Administration says it's working on these problems, working with airports and airlines. Says security has gotten tougher since the testing. But a former investigator for the Department of Transportation, Mary Schiavo, is skeptical.
The fact that people can literally board at will, get through gates, get through security. You as the flying public subject yourself to all kinds of security measures, and apparently, according to this report, in at least two-thirds of the time, it's for naught.
This country has not experienced an act of terrorism at a domestic airport in decades. But the new report by the Inspector General finds, frankly, that we're vulnerable. Robert Hager, NBC News, Washington.
When we come back, another kind of security threat. NBC News in depth tonight. Big events coming up in the year 2000. How to keep them from going out of control.
I think that law enforcement organizations will become more focused on heated issues that are likely to spill over into some kind of a public confrontation.
Lessons learned from the battle in Seattle. That's tonight's In Depth. And our series, Breaking Through, Women on the Job. It's a man's business, or it has been, but this woman is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, let me get this straight.
Yes.
Are you actually saying I don't have to pay you a separate commission every time I trade a stock?
Exactly.
I'd pay an annual fee instead.
Right.
Is anyone getting
If
this?
we don't pay you a commission every time we trade, what's your motivation?
It's just like always, Ann, your best interest.
Could you just explain it again?
Maybe what it is the fee is based on the value of our portfolios. So when we succeed, they succeed.
Well, you'll have to be patient with us. This is all very new.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, San Francisco.
Let's talk about feast.
I do have corn.
I've tried Band-Aids.
They don't get rid of the corn.
This is Dr. Scholl's Cushland Gel Corn Removers. The Cushland Gel relieves the pain.
The medicated disc removes the corn.
It just feels so much better.
Well, my work here is done. Hey.
This is for those ready to hit the road.
And you can get average finance savings of up to $16.18 on a 2000 Grand Prix GT.
This is for me.
For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement.
This is for me.
If foods like onions and peppers give you gas, then do what I do. Take Beano before eating. It has a natural food enzyme that helps prevent gas caused by many vegetables, including beans. And for me, that's great news. Prevent gas with Beano.
Tonight, like never before, you can relax and not worry if your dentures are clean. Because you started the day with new Fix-It and Cleanser with ProGuard. This unique tablet and denture bath system not only gets dentures 4 times cleaner, it creates the ProGuard barrier, proven to protect against plaque and odor-causing bacteria all day, so that clean feeling lasts from morning till your goodnight kiss. New Fix-It with ProGuard. Start cleaner, stay cleaner.
New tonight at 6. Will your car start on January 1st? The cold weather may not be your only enemy. Find out how to get your car Y2K ready tonight at 6 on Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first. Meteorologist Matt Savino, weeknights on News Channel 8.
NBC News in depth tonight, taking control, the lessons learned from the unexpected violence in Seattle. The chaos there was closely watched by law enforcement officials across the country. That's because the year 2000 will be filled with major events requiring big security. NBC's Pete Williams tonight reporting in depth.
As Seattle police clash with protesters, many of the nation's police departments wonder, what if the same thing happened to us?
I've informed you, you are in violation of state and city law. I've informed you that chemical irritants may be used.
In fact, long before the violence broke out, at least 2 cities sent some of their own police officers to study Seattle police tactics, walking the streets quietly observing. But now with the unrest, one of those cities, Los Angeles, is paying even closer attention as it prepares to host next summer's Democratic National Convention in downtown L.A.
Our people are still there making observations, and when they get back, they'll be debriefed. The information will be analyzed, and we will plug it into our plans.
The other city sending observers, Philadelphia, host of next year's Republican convention. Police today draw a big distinction between trouble that cannot be anticipated, like riots that break out spontaneously after a police shooting, and trouble that can be predicted, like violence at a planned event or an organized protest. Lesson 1 from Seattle, police experts say today, is the need for the best possible information on what could happen.
In the absence of intelligence, the police are going to make mistakes in their strategies, their approaches. It could force overreaction.
For example, Washington, D.C. police routinely use undercover officers and rely heavily on informants whenever big events are planned. A second lesson, knowing how much force to show. One senior federal security planner says during high-profile events like the recent NATO summit in Washington, police are encouraged to be highly visible to keep trouble from starting. But at events designed for celebration, like the coming Year 2000 observances in New York's Times Square, where 1.5 million people are expected, and on New Year's at the National Mall in Washington, police presence is designed to be more low-key. Washington and New York are both accustomed to managing big crowds, even unruly ones. And despite the anticipated size and potential for trouble, security planners say they'll be ready.
The State of the Union, the inaugural, 4th of July, these are events that we do on a regular basis, so we're extremely used to what to plan for and what to expect. This is the first time we've had this. It's kind of like 4th of July in the middle of cold weather.
But crowd control isn't the only issue. There's also the potential for terrorism. Federal law enforcement agencies already have a list of 9 upcoming events nationwide considered possible terrorist targets. And the federal government continues training cities in how to respond to terrorist attacks. But the disturbance in Seattle provides another lesson for the nation's police. Sometimes the smallest threats, like rocks and bottles, erupt into the biggest problems. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
Up next, making history in one of the world's most troubled nations, is lasting peace finally at hand in the north of Ireland. And later, our series breaking through women on the job, rocketing her way to the top of the auto industry at a company called Saturn.
Honey, I'm going to Staples to pick up a few gifts. Be back soon.
Attention shoppers, looking for the perfect gift? Well, check out aisle 3 for great prices on Sharp mobile organizers. And save on Panasonic phones. No, not you! You! Yes. And I, or any husband, would love one of those nice global chairs. I need a leather one. Get a leather chair!
For great gift ideas and over 7,000 items at guaranteed low prices at Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
The Spot Lifter is Bissell's Wash It Down, Lift It Up, Get On With Your Life, cordless deep cleaner. Life's messy. Clean it up.
Hey, Annie Matthews. What's on your plate today?
Today's going to be great, but really busy. 10, maybe 15 cuts.
Lunch is here, Annie.
I'll probably grab a quick bite when I can.
Annie, your 2 o'clock's here.
And maybe get heartburn. I used to think Tums if I'd already eaten. Not anymore.
Now you can take Pepsid AC whenever you need it. Pepsid AC controls heartburn before, during, or even after you eat.
Of course I can take you.
No matter what's on your plate, today should be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather one, gather all. You're going to see something that will truly astonish you. A talking dog. This dog not only speaks right, it's... Cowboys and cowgirls, come on over. I'm going to show you something truly amazing. This is an alien space egg, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, step right over this way and you will see the world's most amazing computer deal. That's right, it defies belief.
Computer deals that sound too good to be true usually are, unless it's a Gateway PC. For $999, you get a PC with a year of internet included from a company you can believe in. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
There are those among us with very simple tastes. They only want the best. And for them, there's Fancy Feast gourmet cat food. Exceptionally moist and delicious. Fancy Feast. Good taste is easy to recognize.
The GMC Convoy 2000 is here. Trucks with capabilities that will change the way you look at the road. Professional-grade pickups, SUVs, and family vans. Designed better than they need to be. Like the incredibly smooth-riding 2000 GMC Jimmy, an SUV with a full-length steel frame, its backbone. Now get $2,000 cash back when you purchase select 2000 Jimmy models. GMC. Do one thing, do it well.
Was there life on Mars? Scientists hope for an answer as NASA spacecraft nears its destination on the red planet, South Pole. A mission update tomorrow on Today. It's like today, only later. Later today, weekdays on NBC.
In the capital of one of the world's most troubled regions, Belfast, Northern Ireland tonight, the official beginning of a new government. Irish Republican Army representatives sat down with Protestant leaders for the first time as a power-sharing cabinet. President Clinton hailed the meeting, saying the day of the gun and the bomb may finally be over. Of course, the suffering from years of violence still echoes there. NBC's Kevin Tibbles is in one town that knows that pain all too well.
In the town of Oma, there are new signs of hope. A hope that this Christmas may be the start of a lasting peace.
Well, things have changed right here a bit, Stanley.
Like so many in this small village, these two men, Stanley McComb and Michael Gallagher, are counting on it. They hope they will never again need to build memorials to loved ones. 15 months ago, the militant wing of the Irish Republican Army detonated a bomb that ripped through the main street on a day full of shopping and families. 29 people dead, over 300 wounded. The violence so brutal, so sudden, it stunned the world. As for Stanley and Michael, they lived next to each other, one Catholic, one Protestant. Not enemies, but hardly close. The bomb changed all that. Michael lost a son, Stanley his wife.
We just become so close that you could nearly say that Michael can't do without me and I can't do without Michael.
They now work together as counselors for grief and for peace. 500 from the town have asked for help. What happened here was simply so bad it became a turning point. Catholics and Protestants both demanding an end to 30 years of bloodshed. Which is why there is so much hope for this agreement signed today. Great Britain finally allowing Northern Ireland to govern itself. And now Catholics and Protestants will lead together. But will this new government be able to keep the peace? So far, the Irish Republican Army has not agreed to turn in its weapons, and that uncertainty clouds the future.
It's very, very painful when you come here as well. It's very sad.
Stanley McComb's wife is buried here in the Protestant cemetery. He knows she would be proud of the work he is doing with his Catholic friend Michael.
Well, I hope we are an example. An example to people out there who can't come together.
Just down the road in the Catholic cemetery, Michael Gallagher visits his son's grave.
I hope that Oma will be the last tragedy, that it was horrific enough to bring people to their senses and realize that we can't keep going on like this. We can't keep killing our children.
There are promising signs this season. After so much death, a ray of hope. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Oma, Northern Ireland.
On Wall Street today, technology stocks rallied, taking the markets up with them. The Dow gained almost 41 points to close back above 11,000. NASDAQ was up sharply, more than 99 points, almost 3% of its value to another record close for that market. I'll be right back. Our special series, Breaking Through Women on the Job.
Your doctor about Viagra.
Just a sec.
Hershey's pot of gold. What are you, crazy? We hardly know them.
Bill? Hi.
Hi.
Hershey's Pot of Gold. It's that good.
It's time. Time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time. Genuine Bear Gel Caps, the only gel cap that can help save your life. Bear Gel Caps, powerful pain relief, and so much more.
Its power creates night and day.
unifies man and woman. Join Stars and Stripes. It's called the power of and. With it, Cadillac is fusing design and technology, creating vehicles that will truly transport you. The power of and, the fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
John McCain sacrificed everything.
I don't think there's any doubt that I was near death.
The life of a soldier turned senator.
Headliners and Legends with Matt Lauer, tonight on MSNBC.
This weekend on National Geographic Explore, snakes as pets, then the wreck of the Yorktown from the man who found the Titanic. Explore Saturdays and Sundays on CNBC.
As we continue our series, Breaking Through Women on the Job, tonight we go into a world that almost forever has been all male, all the time. The car business, Henry Ford, Lee Iacocca, Walter Chrysler, and all the guys behind them. But now, on the line and in the front office, women are taking their place in ever greater numbers. And nowhere is that more true than at Saturn, the GM breakthrough car, including the woman at the wheel. Here's NBC's Ann Thompson.
In the male-dominated auto industry, Saturn is a different kind of car company. 40% of its senior staff, women. At the top, Cynthia Trudell, chairman and CEO, the first and only woman to head an American car company.
I'm very demanding. I have very high standards that I expect of myself and expect of others.
With a PhD in chemistry, 20 years ago, this daughter of a car salesman began her career as an engineer for Ford.
When I first started in the business, I was probably a very unique person, and, in terms of management in manufacturing, there were very few women.
She moved to GM, rising through a series of managerial positions at engine and transmission plants, running a division in England producing sport utility vehicles before returning to run Saturn.
One of the things you want to make sure is that the female themselves have as strong a technical background as they can have, because that builds credibility.
Now this mother of two teenagers oversees 2 plants, including this one in Spring Hill, Tennessee, turning out 900 cars a day.
Machines don't allow people to be creative, and really the machines operate to the people's desires and requirements. So it's important that you realize that people are what makes manufacturing go.
What is unique at Saturn is how decisions are made. Labor and management working together on the assembly line and in meeting rooms.
The organization is really fundamentally based on the team and the consensus form of management. And I think Cynthia has really exemplified that in her style.
But being in the driver's seat has never been a bigger challenge. Trudell must rev up Saturn. A decade-old, sales on the decline for the last 4 years, market share never more than 2%. The strategy? Under Trudell, Saturn will expand its product line. Now the small car company offers a mid-size, and within a couple of years, a sport utility vehicle. Her philosophy, derived in part from watching her father sell cars in Canada.
When something wasn't right with a vehicle that my dad had sold to a customer, he made it right, and that stuck with me.
How to make it right, Trudell says, includes listening to women and men, essential in the factory and on the corporate ladder. Ann Thompson, NBC News, Spring Hill, Tennessee.
Watch you for a second. I wanted to check out an opportunity.
That's Nightly News for Thursday night. I'm Tom Brokaw. Good night.